Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're inside Canva and I'm going to be showing you how to move the letters in front of you or yourself in front of the letters or any other images in front or behind each other. This is one of my latest YouTube videos. So here's basically the thumbnail that I was designing. As you can see, many different variations as I went back and forth. This one's funny. Okay, now, but this one also, you see I have me in front of the letters. So in case you're wondering how to do this and how some people achieve that effect, it's very simple. I want you to click anywhere on either the letters or the image that you want to move around. Let's just, you can move either. So let's start with the image. So I'm going to click here. In Canva, when you click on this image, this little toolbar should come up depending on your version and computer and browser and so on. Somewhere it should be there. If this toolbar is too short, there should be like 3 dots on the side and then a drop down menu and you should see position there. So go click position. And after that, this menu opens up over here. Now, before going into the layers, I was already in the layers menu. My apologies. Initially, you'll start off in the arrange menu. This is simpler and less complicated if you want. So because I have me selected, now I want to send me behind. I'm going to click out of here. I want to send me behind the letters. Okay, so let's go back to position and just move me forward. Oh, I'm already forward. My apologies. Backwards. You see, now I'm behind the letters opposition. If I move this here, is there one? I'm basically talking about any opposition political parties in Singapore. So let's say I move this forward. Okay, now I want this guy to go back. So this guy, you see this menu is already open while I click here. So then it applies, whatever's in here applies to whatever is selected here. So when I click is there one, I click backward. Again, sometimes you got to click a couple of times because there may be multiple layers over here. So you see now it's behind me, right? Now, another way you can do this is by going into the layers tab of this position sort of menu. So you go to layers, and we can see oppositions right at the top. That means it's right at the front. After that's me, and after that is there one. Just to illustrate this further, you see if I drag this down, it goes above the words is there one, right? Now let's say I want is there one for some reason to go above the red ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this layer. You can click anywhere inside this layer other than these 3 dots here, anywhere here. It would select this in purple or whatever your color is. Now you just simply click and hold and drag your mouse up, okay, to wherever you want it to be. So if you want is there one to be right at the top of everything else, take it all the way to the top here. You see that little purple line that's coming up? That shows you, as you drag this, you see that purple line moving behind this layer that I'm dragging? That shows you where it'll end up when you let go your mouse click. So if I go here, boom, it's right at the top now. Sorry, I forgot to add that to actually let it go at the top, you just have to release your mouse. Release the mouse click, and you should be fine. If I drag it here, it's above me, it's above opposition, it's above everything else, okay? Simple as that. You don't have to click these 6 dots. You can just move it around. Sometimes it gets a bit glitchy, like you bring it down here and then it says it's going to land here, but sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes that line doesn't appear depending on your internet connection and so on. But play around with it. You'll figure it out. Also, for those people who are watching this, you're probably beginners. So I'll just add this in, which is that this background is actually an additional background on top of the actual background of the picture. These diagonal lines are used to indicate that this layer is actually the background of the picture. So the ones where you see these diagonal lines, that's the background. So this thing, right, this gradient that I put here can actually be moved away. Let's take it out for a second and show you what's behind is this white background. Now the white background, obviously you can't click it and drag it anywhere, but something you put over like an overlay like this gradient, that can be moved. Not below the background, obviously, but it can go above the word opposition, for example. Now you might wonder, well, what's the point of doing that? Well, I don't know, but as I'm dragging this, I'm realizing this is a cool effect. And some advanced video editors, or if you're going to get advanced or you want some effects, you might be able to do something with that. Also, you can adjust the opacity on this, and I'm going to put that in this tutorial as well because it does affect arrangement a little bit. So you can go up to this thing. You see, it shows this checkerboard chess grid with a very clear side on the left and not so clear side on the right. That's the opacity or transparency setting. And then if I lower this, you see, I can see what's behind it. Now there might be certain functions for that, which I'll cover in different videos, but basically you can just play around with that is what I'm trying to tell you. So of course, if there are words you want it behind, you bring it back down. Simple as that. Okay, here's something I want to show you. What I'm going to create is okay, I'm going to bring this back down a little bit. I'm going to create a duplicate of me. Okay, right click, duplicate. Okay, now it's the exact same proportion as me. I'm just going to move it to the top and to the left a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to move this one that we created behind the original one. And to very quickly show which is which, I'm going to drop the opacity like crazy. So the new one we created is behind. Now I can move the one that's behind the word even. And so it looks like this, you see. And that creates a cool little effect if I make it bigger. And you might use this for whatever and be able to play around with that. Now you might be able to just create a shadow with that, for example, by going to edit, which is actually that picture. Drop the brightness completely and take away the saturation. And let me see how to make this black. Turn it blackish, whites, okay, whitish, like a little bit of a ghost image. Shadows, yep, even better. Contrast, sure. Highlights, not so much. And tint, it won't really matter because there's no saturation, but sharpness, sure. And take that guy behind, and sometimes if you can't reach, you can't find the box, you can always click any other one. Let's say they're too close to each other. Again, click position and you can move them around. So you can also select different elements by clicking this layers, clicking these actual layers inside the layers window. I'm not sure what overlapping is. I've never exactly used it. I'm always inside all. And so once this is selected, when you roll your mouse over, the one at the back will be selected. You see, I can make this huge. And that's a cool little effect. You might go like, what's the point of that effect here? Well, there's no point here because this is a tutorial, but eventually I'll strive for a better one. But the idea came to me at the moment, so that's just what I shared with you guys. You can always turn that down to be like this. That's a cool looking effect or design you can use at any time. So have fun, play around with the layers, opacity, and let me know in the comments if this helped you out. Take it easy, and bye-bye.